Hello, fellow comic book lovers, collectors, and aficionados. Vin Crew here with his current latest bitch, his back issue comic haul. Yeah, not a lot of stuff. I mean, it's stuff I picked up the last 3 weeks, so nothing super sexy, but some cool books nonetheless. We'll have a little bit of fun, hopefully. Starting off with this book right here. This is, I hate to say it, but I guess it's a hot book alert. This is, if you're not familiar with this is What If Spider-Man the Other. Now, if you look on eBay, there's probably about 4 or 5 of them, and I think there's a couple auctions going on that are right around the $30 range with bids on them. And then there's one that is purportedly sold for a BIN for $50 without a best offer. So this is apparently the first appearance of Poison and the first Gwenum. So this book is screaming hot right now. So if you can find it, you might want to look for it. So, all right. So let's get on to what else I've got here. All right. Adventure Time with Finn and Jake, first print, #1, cover A. This book was selling for about $30, I think, at one time. Now it's probably about a $20 book, maybe 20, yeah, somewhere around there. I paid $10 for it, a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but what the heck, I can splurge a little bit. Dave Stevens, love me some Dave Stevens. This is Alien Worlds #4 and Orbit #1. Now, Orbit #1, the Orbit is I think there were 4 issues to it, and they reprint the Isaac Asimov pulps, I believe, but this is a Dave Stevens cover, and just beautiful, beautiful covers. I mean, when you think of the Adam Hughes and J. Scott Campbell covers with the way they are so desired and sought out, you got to think Dave Stevens had to have influenced those guys big time. So just a great artist and very, very underappreciated. Found Amazing Spider-Man #24. It's in pretty rough shape. Anytime I can find Amazing Spider-Man's under 25, I will pick them up regardless if I can afford them. Down to needing about 26 issues, I think, to finish this run. It's a pipe dream. I just keep slowly working at it. We'll see. Amazing Spider-Man 532, second print. Remember when this book was all the rage, when it was announced Spider-Man was going to be in Civil War, and he's going to show his face, and so 532 was super, super sought after. All right, now it's just back down to where it was before. Amakami Girls #5, Supergirl. This is just one of those books I bought solely for the cover. I'm going to definitely butcher this guy's name, but it's Emmanuel Enla Lupacino, something like that. Just a beautiful, beautiful cover. And these Amakami Girls, the miniseries, is starting to get some heat. The Wonder Woman ones, you might want to look for those. Speaking of this one here, oh my gosh, American Gods. This is the free ash can. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that this predates issue #1. But even if it does, there was still some Kickstarter stuff, I believe, before that, and some other stuff. So anyway, just a little harder to find, in my opinion, than just the regular #1. Obviously, I think it's the ECC one is the one that's the money book. But American Gods, very good television show. I'm fortunate enough to have Stars on my Xfinity package, so I'm able to watch it and rather enjoying it. Haven't found a lot of Batmans lately. It's kind of hard to find them for me because, I'm down to just needing a few of the Silver Age stuff, and that's harder to find. This is issue 163 with some Jokers on the cover, and 158 with the Bat Hound. Now with these 2 issues, I have a consecutive Batman run from 157 until it ends, and then I have all the New 52 and some of the DC Rebirth, not a lot, I think a couple issues. But yeah, so in my goal is I would like to have a consecutive run from 144, which is the first 12-cent issue, until it ends. And I need 8 issues to make that happen. So hopefully I'll just keep picking at it. Gotham Adventures number 10. This is probably a $10 book, maybe. Bought it for a couple bucks. Just a great Harley Quinn cover. Really enjoy it. And Battle Pope number 2. This is the Funkatron version, not the Image. And I know Merc with a Mouth, and I think Johnny DaCosta, and there's a couple others out there that look for the Battle Pope Funkatron stuff. Not easy to find. I'm fortunate enough to have 1 and now 2. I think there's 4 issues, so still looking for 3 and 4 if anyone's willing to part with some Funkatron stuff. All right, Book of Death number 1. At one time, I believe this book was pretty popular, but it's died down to nothing. But I pick them up if I can find them for a buck or 2. Carnage Omega, pretty popular right now with Carnage and Venom. Some J. Scott Campbell stuff. This is Army of Darkness number 2. They call this the dark cover. And then the Revolver number 4. So a couple of cool J. Scott Campbell covers. This is just a cool cover. Dan Parent is the one who did this cover. It's called Die Kitty Die. This is issue number 2, and it's from Chapter House Comics. Not familiar with Dan Parent, but just really a cool cover with kind of reminds me of Casper right there, and just really kind of comical. So pretty cool. Always looking for Michael Turner's whenever I can find them. So I found issue number 11 of Fathom, issue number 9. Issue number 0. I know I got one more. Here we go. And the Witchblade Collected Editions number 3. Some beautiful Michael Turner stuff. I will always pick up Michael Turner stuff, especially if I can get them for under a couple of bucks each. Mark Brooks, another great cover artist I'm digging these days. Fearless Defenders number 3. Found a couple more from Hells. This is issue number 2 and issue number 3. I think I need 3 issues or 2 issues to finish this 11 issue series. If you're not familiar with it, Alan Moore, Eddie Campbell, great stuff based on Jack the Ripper. Johnny Depp did a movie on it, was in a movie based on this, and they are redoing this as a television series from what I gather or understand. Ghosts number 5 from the 70s. If you're issue number 1 of this, and I'm very fortunate to own it, is extremely hard to find and very sought after. So to add another issue to this series, if I find them, I will definitely pick them up. Not the easiest books to find. All right. This seems to be BICH on favorite covers or cool covers. This is Ghost Stories number 34, I believe it is. I don't know who did this cover. If anybody knows who did this cover, and if you want to let me know, that would be great. Just really love it. Let's see here. Oh, I think it might be Frank Bruner. I think. This is Guardians of the Galaxy number 20. This is the Hasbro variant. Finally finished my Hasbro set. If you notice, I'm really not showing a lot of variants lately these days. I mean, I get it. Variants, they're the low-hanging fruit. They're easier to find, easier to stealth buy, but just way overload in my opinion. Man, every video I watch is just nothing but variant after variant after variant, and that's great, but it just, come on. I guess it's the way it is right now, but I don't know, we'll see. All right, Harbinger Wars number 1. I believe they're doing a movie on this, so that's the subscription cover, I believe. This one here, I loved this book. Just wanted this for quite some time. I'm working on this series as best I can. This is Miracle Man, issue number 16. The last issue that Alan Moore did is this one right here, 16. From 17 till it ends on 24 was done by Neil Gaiman. Just a great series. If you are not familiar with this series, do yourself a favor. Try to find it in a trade or online or whatever, and read it. It's definitely one that's should be in anyone's collection, in my opinion. Found a couple of Munchkins. This is issue number 1, first print, and number 5, the Virgin cover. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Munchkin was somewhat popular not too many months back, so when this first came out, but I don't know. A couple bucks each I paid for them, so why not? This one here, Phantom Lady. This is a one-shot prestige format, and it's by Veritrinex or something like that. But in this reprints the Golden Age Phantom Lady stories, some of them. And if you're not familiar with Phantom Lady, as a side note, she somewhat, for intents and purposes, started the bondage covers back in the Golden Age that now these days seem to be somewhat sought after and popular. But what made this appealing to me, and I first saw this in one of my comic shops, and is that this cover, the back cover, the inside covers, and a couple, 3 of the interior pages are done by Adam Hughes. And the cover caught my eye right away. My shop wanted $30 for this thing. I thought, no, man, that's too much for this book. So I went online and I found it shipped for $10. And then recently at SpringCon, a couple, 3 weeks ago, I saw it again on somebody's wall for $30. So I don't know. I guess it's somewhat sought after. I don't know. Predator number 1, a couple of bucks for that. This I was very happy to finally be able to find. Scarlet number 1 out of the Icon series, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. I found them all for less than $1 each. So, and this book apparently is going to be a TV or a movie also. So this got pretty popular for a while there. All right. And then this just brings me back to my childhood a little bit. My adult child, I should say, or second childhood. This is Sonic the Hedgehog number 3 out of the ongoing series. This is number 3 out of the mini-series, and number 1 out of the mini-series. So now the mini-series, which is the series I'm working on, I have issues 0, 1, and 3. So if anyone has a 2 and or the ash can that they would be willing to trade and or sell or whatever, let me know. I would definitely be interested in those. All right. Spawn number 18. The reason I'm showing this is that this is a newsstand. And I remember reading on one of the Google Plus sites, I think it was Alien or Fax or somebody like that, one of those. It wasn't CBSI. That this is apparently an extremely hard issue to find a newsstand version. I don't have any way to corroborate this or substantiate it. The guy seemed legit. He seemed to know what he was talking about. He had some ways to some types of backing for it, but regardless, if you can find it, if you're a Spawn lover, issue number 18, newsstand. All right. Here you go, Seeking Nearman Comics. This is Spicy Tales. This is issue number 8 and number 4 out of Eternity, which is a Malibu imprint. I'm not going to keep these up very long, but those reprint some Golden Age stuff. Creepy stuff. This here, I got those 2 for 50 cents. So that's the only reason I bought them. But this book here, now this book I'm definitely happy to have in my collection. This is Top Secret Adventures of Spy-Man number 1. What makes this book sought after and one I've been wanting to have is this is the first art pro work from Jim Steranko. And not only that, but a little known secret or fact is that Also, Neil Adams did a page or two of this book. So if you're a Neil Adams fan and or Jim Steranko fan, I would suggest putting this on your want list. Top Secret Adventures of Spy-Man #1. All right, working on these Annihilation books. This is Star-Lord Conquest #2. Cool Groot rocket cover. Star Wars #104. Down to needing 3 or 4 issues to finish this series, so getting close. Star Wars Darth Maul Death Sentence #1. Just a cool looking Darth Maul cover. Don't know a lot about Star Wars stuff, especially in the Dark Horse, so I tend to leave that alone. Supergirl #5 out of the New 52. This book is starting to get a little itsy bitsy, tiny, eeny weeny little bit of a tick, because this is the first appearance of Reign, Reign, who is apparently going to be the big bad or one of the big bads for the next season of Supergirl on the CW. This Superman, this is one I've seen periodically on eBay when I'm cruising through it or whatever, and I just love this cover. It's to issue 196 of Superman. There's something about this that whenever I see it, I just stop and look at it. When you see Superman beating Superman with a iron girder and a sledgehammer, something about that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #2, the 3rd print. I already own a first print of this, so I was able to find a 3rd print for a couple bucks. Why not? This is part 4 of the micro series of the martial arts done by Solson of the Teenage Ninja TMNT. This is the Raphael book. They don't go for a lot, but they're not that easy to find in my opinion. Usagi Yojimbo Color Special #2. Looking for a #1 if anyone has one. Venom #9. This book was at one time a $25 book, strictly because of the cover. Now it's probably a $15 book, somewhere around there. I mean, it's not the flavor of the day anymore. And this book here is Worlds of Aspen 2010. Now, what makes this interesting, more so than the fact that it's a gorgeous Michael Turner cover, is the fact that for any of you Lady Mechanica fans out there, this is the first time Lady Mechanica shows up anywhere. Right there. It's just an advertisement, and don't get it twisted. I mean, if I find this stuff cheap enough, I don't go ahead and call this first appearances or anything like that. I saw this, I think it was Topher that brought it up from CBSI, and I love Topher, even though he's caused a little bit of stir up lately between Total Comic Mayhem and I love Topher, and I think he does a great job at what he does. As far as I'm concerned, nobody can tell somebody what to collect and how to collect it. So if you're going to take offense to that kind of stuff, I don't know. I think it's comics. Settle down a little bit. Just don't buy it. So these last books here, these are all doubles that I picked up in the last couple of weeks. So if anyone's interested, let me know. This is Action Comics 894, first appearance of Death in Continuity. Batgirl Special #1. Amazing Spider-Man 650, I believe it is. Yeah, this is the first stealth armor, or the stealth Spidey suit, stealth armor. And somewhat, not an easy one to find, I've noticed for some reason. Batman 430, I think this is the first ventriloquist. This is 429, 428 of Batman, and 427 and 426, all Death in the Family, the entire run. It's Death of Jason Todd. I'd like to part with those as a set. If you're looking for some individual issues, I do have a couple more that are doubles. So Batman 451 and 450, a couple of great Joker covers. Batman 423, the famous McFarlane issue. That is a first print. Remember, there are 3 prints to that. Brave and the Bold 200, first appearance of Katana. Fathom, this is number 12, just a nice Michael Turner cover. Miss Marvel #1, first print. Satan's Sodomy Baby by Eric Powell. Pretty sought after by collectors. This one here, this is Superman Annual number 11. This is very sought after. Not the easiest one to find either. This is the What to Get the Man Who Has Everything issue. It's by Alan Moore. This has been done as an episode on Justice League Unlimited, as well as a episode in the Supergirl series. Just very sought after, very iconic. If anybody's interested in it, you can let me know. World's Finest 253, first Blitzkrieg. Then 215, I believe this is. Yeah, I believe this is either the first or second appearance of the Super Sons. So if anyone's interested in that. And then this one here, whoofta, finally, this is cool. This is a double, so if anyone's interested, I'll just keep it. This is World's Finest 169. It's the third appearance of Barbara Gordon. First team up between Barbara Gordon and Supergirl, and I believe this might be a Neil Adams cover. Don't quote me on that last fact, but nonetheless, so this is it. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, thumbs up, thumbs down. This is Vin Cruz saying thank you so very much.